President Stivers, Speaker Osborne, members of the General Assembly, constitutional officers, justices of the Supreme Court, our Adjutant General Lamberton, former Governor Steve Beshear, and former First Lady Jane Beshear, Lieutenant Governor Coleman, we are glad you are recovering and with us tonight, along with the second gentleman, Chris. First Lady Brittany Beshear, thank you for all you do for our family and all Kentucky families. I love you. And to all our Kentucky families watching from home, good evening, and everybody please be seated. Tonight, I'm speaking from the House chambers, grateful for the invitation from our legislative leaders to offer this important annual review. It's a new year, and everyone has something to be excited about. Many of you are excited that I'll be serving as your governor for the next 4 years. And the rest are excited that I am now term limited. Regardless of your perspective, it does give us a chance to push politics aside and to move this Commonwealth forward together. Tonight, I'm proud to report that thanks to the strength of our people and our red-hot economy, the state of our Commonwealth is stronger than it has ever been. Over the past 4 years, we have gotten through so many hard times together. And now, we're getting to the good times together. We've arrived here by leading with kindness, compassion, and empathy for one another. That's what my faith teaches me, to love my neighbor as myself. It's that golden rule and the parable of the Good Samaritan that have guided us and should guide us. It is those who have stepped up, set politics and division aside just to help each other, because that's who we are as Kentuckians. No pandemic, no tornado, no flood, or any other challenge will ever change that. How we dealt with these historic challenges wasn't red or blue. It wasn't R or D. It was just us, Team Kentucky, where everybody matters. Tonight, we're going to discuss how we can embrace a new era as an economic and a moral leader in this country. And we'll take the time to highlight the amazing stories of those who are helping us turn the last 4 years of progress into decades of prosperity. As we look forward to brighter days, I want you to hear about our Good Samaritans, our helpers, our heroes who are out there day in and day out making a difference. Or as Poet Laureate Silas House described them, those who carry us. First, let's talk about our record-setting economy. We enter 2024 after securing the best 4-year period for economic growth in our history. We set a record for private sector investment, more than $28.7 billion, the most secured during the tenure of any governor. Together, we created more than 51,200 new jobs for our communities and families, and at some of the highest wages we've ever seen last year. We averaged $26.67 an hour before benefits. I say we, because economic development is a team sport. It takes both the executive and the legislative branches, along with so many hardworking local officials and business leaders. Because of our work, because of all of our work, the eyes of the world are on Kentucky and what we are doing. Ford and its partner SK On are building the 2 largest electric vehicle battery plants on planet Earth in Glendale, Kentucky. It is the largest single economic development project in our state's history. It has cemented our status as the EV battery production capital of the United States. And it ensures our future as an automotive leader with the chance to be the automotive leader. The project is off to a fast start. As of last month, Blue Oval SK has already hired approximately 400 Kentuckians, and they're just getting started. Beginning this year, Blue Oval SK plans to hire approximately 2,000 more of our people to work in Hardin County. Among those helping to get our people to work are Jamie Lowe and Ryan Wheeler, and both are here with us tonight. Ryan grew up in E-Town and had dreams of becoming a professional baseball player. He was even drafted by the New York Yankees. We're clapping for the Yankees tonight? He started his career with Ford, and he's now come back home to lead as a plant manager. Jamie is part of their HR team and has helped bring on engineers, production, and maintenance supervisors, and she will not stop until she provides incredible career opportunities to 5,000 Kentuckians. Thank you, Jamie, Ryan, SK On, and Ford for leading us into the future. Now let's look to Henderson. Their Pratt Industries opened the cleanest, greenest recycled paper mill in the country. With over 320 jobs paying almost $40 an hour, Pratt is transformational for our Western Kentucky families. Tonight, we have Global CEO Brian McFeely here with us. Brian sees what others are seeing more clearly every day, that Kentucky's workforce is second to none, and there is no better place to do business. Brian, thank you, and thanks to Executive Global Chairman Anthony Pratt for your investment in us. And if you think one Kentucky plant is great, imagine what you could do with 2, 3, maybe even 4. Tonight, we're also joined by Matt Vanderpool, who is Pratt's newest electrical and instrumentation supervisor. Matt is from Henderson, and he's making sure that Pratt is rooted in Western Kentucky. He serves as Henderson Community College's chapter president for a nationally recognized apprenticeship program. And now Pratt Industries is sponsoring 2 of his students who will start in the spring. Thank you and thank Pratt for all these opportunities for our people. Creating this economy, making this happen takes all of us moving forward together. I want to thank the General Assembly for coming together to pass legislation needed to secure major projects like AESC's $2 billion, 2,000-job EV gigafactory in Bowling Green. That is another project that shows we are on a roll, but also highlights the site preparation, the work that it takes to lead the country in speed to market and to secure these wins. You, the General Assembly, recognized this work and invested in the last budget session, providing $200 million for site development across the Commonwealth, as well as a closing fund to keep us competitive. It is paying off. We now have investments in over 85 counties, stretching from Fulton to Pikeville, and the closing fund's been critical in landing projects like Ascend Elements, which is creating over 400 good-paying jobs in Hopkinsville. In my budget proposal, I'm asking that we move forward together and we re-up these good programs. This is our chance to build a top 10 economy with good jobs for all of our people. So let's make it happen together. As our economy is growing stronger, so are our people. We've grown more resilient thanks to the Kentuckians who are helping us rebuild after tornadoes devastated the West and historic flooding ravaged the East. Just over 2 years ago, the deadliest tornadoes in our state's history took the lives of 81 Kentuckians. Together, we mourned each one lost, and we wrapped our arms around each of those families. And just 6 months later, Eastern Kentucky was hit with the deadliest flooding in my lifetime, which took the lives of 45 Kentuckians. In both areas, we came together to lift up those families, and we committed to be there every step of the way and to rebuild better than before. And that's exactly what we're doing. So far, we've secured hundreds of millions of dollars in state and federal funding and raised millions more in donated funds for each region. We are rebuilding roads and bridges, water and wastewater systems, and we're building new homes for families who lost everything. We've already pledged $21.6 million to build and repair 300 homes with the help of nonprofit partners in the West. 175 of them are completed, under construction, or approved to start construction. We have projects in Caldwell, Christian, Fulton, Graves, Hickman, Hopkins, Marshall, Ohio, and Warren counties. In the East, we've now announced 7 sites for new developments on higher ground. They include Skyview in Perry County, Chestnut Ridge and Olive Branch in Knott County, New Hope and Wayland in Floyd County, and Grandview and the cottages of Thompson Branch in Letcher County. Each site gives us a chance to start anew, to build stronger and reimagine neighborhoods that bring revitalization and not just rebuilding. These homes aren't just a safe place to call home. They are symbols of hope. And we could not be making this progress without leaders like Pastor Stephen Boykin, president at the Hope Initiative and lead pastor of His House Ministries, who's here with us tonight from Graves County. Pastor Boykin and his team are living the word, and they are relentless in working to build the next home and the next home and the next home after that. They've helped so many families like Jackie Willie, her son Kyrie, and her mom Tammy, who are also here with us tonight. The Willie's home was destroyed by the tornado, but the next morning the Willie family began working to make a difference in the lives of others. Instead of focusing on her own needs, Jackie went to the work at the distribution center that was set up to take care of her neighbors. Tammy worked in both the distribution center and the toy drive, even though she'd recently been involved in a car crash and wasn't sure she'd ever walk again. So when their new home was built with funds from the Team Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund, the Hope Initiative wanted to make sure that it was accessible. Today, we celebrate with the Willie family that not only do they have a new home, but after many surgeries, Tammy is able to walk again. To Pastor Boykin, Jackie, Kyrie, and Tammy, thank you for your work and strength. And to Kyrie, happy birthday, buddy. Thank you for spending it with us here tonight. We've also seen leaders in the East following the floods. Leaders like Scott McReynolds, Executive Director of the Housing Development Alliance out of Perry County. After the floods, Scott and his team got to work building houses for people like the White family who are here with us tonight. William, Cheyenne, and their son Caleb were living in Troublesome Creek in Knott County. The family had just saved enough to start making their home their own, and William had started to put new floors in as the flood hit their neighborhood. They watched as their home was washed away. But thanks to Scott and his team, as well as so many generous donors to the Flood Relief Fund, William, Cheyenne, Caleb, and their newest addition, Maggie, have their new home, and best of all, they don't have to worry about it flooding ever again. Let's thank Scott and this family for everything they're doing. Pastor Boykin and Scott are just two among so many people, nonprofits and volunteers, who have come together to help their neighbors in need after these unimaginable natural disasters. Because of them, we are keeping our promise to help these families rebuild. As part of keeping that promise, in my budget proposal, I added $75 million to the Eastern Kentucky Safe Fund to continue rebuilding efforts, and added another $10 million of general fund to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Our communities need these additional funds, and with a record-setting economy, we can and we should be there for them. To our families in the East and the West, we will be there every step of the way by working together and by leading with our Kentucky values of faith, family, and community, we will continue to march forward together with each one of you. Our Commonwealth's future grows brighter every day because of our public schools and our public school educators. Look, our school employees show up for our kids every single day, and that includes the toughest days. When the tornadoes hit Western Kentucky, I visited Bremen to assess the damage. As I was walking down the road, there was a man driving a big pickup truck. He stopped, and I jumped up, and we talked for a minute. Turns out he's an educator at Muhlenberg County High School. He's been a teacher for more than 20 years. He was volunteering with the cleanup efforts by driving that truck to haul the chaos, to haul the debris out of his town. It was a special moment to meet one of our amazing teachers who is doing even more to help his community. His name is Matthew Oates, and he's right there. He's here with us tonight. Matthew was a fourth-generation coal miner before becoming a public school teacher. Matthew's wife, Jamie, who's here with us tonight, is a third-grade teacher in Muhlenberg County at Longest Elementary. She has been a teacher for over 20 years. They both grew up attending the public schools that they now teach in. But to support themselves and their two kids, Matthew and Jamie Oates are both working 2 jobs. Our public school employees deserve better than that. It's families like the Oates who need us to step up right now and pay our public school employees closer to what they deserve. Our educators are difference makers every single day. Let's show them that we appreciate what they do by funding an 11% raise for every public school employee. We don't just need to, we have to. See, we have fallen behind. Kentucky ranks 44th in starting teacher pay and 40th in average teacher pay. That is unacceptable. And it's hard to understand why we have not been able to come together and get this done for our educators, especially when our neighbors are figuring it out. The Republican governor of Tennessee signed a bill last year to provide their teachers the largest pay raise in their state's history. And Indiana's looking to do the same. Folks, that's our competition, not each other. We can choose to beat Indiana or beat up on each other. Our competition to the north and the south are showing us the way. But this budget opportunity is our chance to make things right here in Kentucky. Let's work together to get it done in this session. And while we're at it, let's fully fund student transportation. If we want more bus drivers, let's pay them more, and let's provide the support our school districts need. As for our youngest learners, it is time to pass universal pre-K for all of our Kentucky 4-year-olds. We are rightfully concerned about learning loss, so let's address it where it begins. In the last academic year, only 46% of kindergartners were considered kindergarten ready. Instituting universal pre-K the right way means investing in both pre-K and our child care providers. That's why my budget proposal provides record funding to help our child care providers in their transition to serve both younger children and to provide after-school programs. Funding both together could be transformational. If we pass universal pre-K plus our child care plan, an additional 34,000 Kentucky children will receive pre-K services, and thousands of additional child care spots will open up. So where's the appetite for this? with 34,000 sets of parents a year and thousands more that can't find childcare. Doing this, providing this opportunity, serving that many of our citizens and our youngest learners every year would not only make us more competitive, it would be a true legacy of this session of the General Assembly. See, I believe we can do it. I believe more now than ever before because of what we have already accomplished in so many other important areas, like building safer roads, bridges, and water systems, and moving ahead on so many mega projects all at the same time. When it comes to infrastructure, we are truly in our Eisenhower moment. Look at what we're doing together. We're building the Brent Spence Companion Bridge without tolls. We're four-laning the entire Mountain Parkway. And we're pushing I-69 forward so fast, Indiana just did a letting to catch up. Folks, we've now secured federal funding to make sure high-speed internet gets to every home and every business in Kentucky. And families are getting clean drinking water, many of them, for the first time. Look to Pendleton County. One of the homes belongs to Tom and Lori Himmelsbach, who could not be with us tonight because they own a restaurant in Butler called the Kentucky Millstone. They teach baking classes there and work to give back to their community, like when a neighbor's house burned down and they hosted a donation drive at their restaurant. But for 34 years, Tom and Lori had been hauling water to their home. But thanks to the Cleaner Water Program, we were able to bring public water directly to their house for the first time. I have seen firsthand what this Cleaner Water Program means. It is life-changing, and it's something that we owe to all of our people. That's why I'm proposing that we invest another $500 million in grants to our counties and local governments to continue this vital work. Folks, this is not a partisan issue. Clean drinking water is a basic human right, and this only builds on a program we all created together. To build this better, stronger Kentucky, I'm also seeking $300 million to speed up the Mountain Parkway in the east and the I-69 river crossing in the west, as well as $50 million to help repair local bridges. Remember, those are the bridges that get our people to school, to work, and to church. We will keep moving forward together by strengthening the infrastructure that keeps our families healthy, safe, and connected, and by modernizing the infrastructure that our businesses rely on to succeed. These investments are our pathway to progress. They help our communities bring in new investments and create new opportunities. Our future is also brighter thanks to the healthcare heroes in our communities. Healthcare is also a basic human right, and I've spent my entire public career working to increase access to quality healthcare for our people. From keeping us safe during the global pandemic to caring for those impacted by natural disasters, our healthcare heroes have more than proven their worth these last 4 years. And in that time, we've seen some amazing progress. We protected healthcare access for nearly 100,000 Kentuckians by removing governmental roadblocks. We relaunched and expanded the state insurance marketplace called Connect. We expanded Medicaid coverage for new moms. We boosted our workforce by adding dental, vision, and hearing coverage. We capped the cost of insulin, and we've invested in hospital systems across the state. One important step was securing the first hospital in West Louisville in 150 years. See, we cannot move forward together until all of our people have access to quality, affordable health care in their own community. No one should have to drive 2 hours or take multiple buses just to see their doctor. That's something Corinza Townsend recognized in her own community. In 2016, Corinza was working at a Norton Healthcare Center when she noticed West Louisville families didn't have a reliable place to get their health care. So she got to work on the idea of starting a community health fair. But she had bigger dreams, a hospital in the West End. Ultimately, it was Corinza's pitch that got the ball rolling on what we now know as the Norton West Louisville Hospital. Today, Corinza, who's here with us, has been named Chief Administrative Officer of this state-of-the-art care center that is receiving the final touches as we speak. Corinza views the new facility as, in her words, a community-based hospital with no walls. That is pretty special. Corinza's with us tonight along with Russell Cox, President and CEO of Norton Healthcare. Russ, we know that Corinza is a perfect example of our healthcare heroes going above and beyond to move our Commonwealth forward together. Thank you both. I also want to talk a moment about mental health care. Our administration has always treated mental health care the same as physical health care. That's why, with your help and your funding, we launched the 988 Crisis Hotline, which connects Kentuckians facing a risk of suicide, mental health distress, or an addiction crisis with trained counselors who can help. In Kentucky, we want our people to know it's okay to not be okay. And the 988 hotline is available to help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Someone is there to help you if you need that help. On the other end of the line, you'll find dedicated and compassionate Kentuckians like Haley Johnson. Haley is a 988 crisis counselor from Lexington and one of the first people hired there to answer calls. Haley has been there for Kentuckians in some of their darkest hours. She takes the time to talk to these individuals and to make referrals for services and even makes follow-up calls to make sure that these folks know someone cares. Haley is with us tonight. I want to thank Haley and all our mental health care heroes for the amazing care you're providing for our people. Thank you. Tonight, let's commit to moving forward together on our people's mental and physical health. To do that, we must fully fund Medicaid, including expanded Medicaid, to make sure we're continuing to care for more than 1.5 million of our Kentucky neighbors. We should further fund the expansion of the Michelle P. and Supports for Community Living waiver programs. They help our most vulnerable citizens. Because right now, we are seeing more opportunity for us, more opportunity for our people than at any time in my life. That means we need all of our people to be healthy enough to be a part of this future and the prosperity it'll bring. So let's continue to expand access to quality health care for all of our people. We also have to thank those treating addiction and helping those in recovery. Across the nation, the opioid epidemic continues to devastate communities and families, with fentanyl taking a deadly toll. We've lost too many parents, children, relatives, and friends, all our children of God taken far too soon. We've worked hard to boost access to treatment while reducing the stigma around asking for help. And in 2022, we saw the first reduction in overdose deaths since 2018. We were one of only 8 states to record a decrease. Combating this epidemic takes commitment, a commitment that we have embraced by increasing treatment beds by over 50% in the last 4 years. And I'm proud to say that we now have more treatment beds per capita than any other state in the country. In large part, this is thanks to so many who are committed to helping others recover. And it's due to the amazing work of organizations like Addiction Recovery Care, or ARC. With us today, we have Tim Robinson, founder and CEO of ARC, an essential partner in our fight against addiction. We worked with ARC to transition the former St. Catherine's College in Springfield into Crown Recovery Center, a 575-bed drug treatment and recovery campus. To date, over 7,000 clients have walked through their doors. This facility is helping to lead the way, to help Kentuckians get better and then to find them a good job. And there are some, like Joseph Bentley, who have completed the program and are now joining the addiction treatment field. Joseph, who's here with us tonight, faced active addiction for 20 years. He entered Crown Recovery Center soon after it opened, and he was their first client to obtain his GED. So what did he do? He began helping others to get theirs. He also started working there and worked his way up to become a program manager where he's once again helping others. This fall, Joseph is starting college. And most important, he's spending more quality time with his family. Joseph, we see you. We're proud of you. And I can't wait to see all the great things you're going to do in the future. Tonight, we're also joined by Debbie and Walt Raines. Sadly, Debbie and Walt lost their son, Zach, to addiction. I can't imagine the depths of pain that comes with losing a child. But Debbie and Walt have turned it into purpose. We are thankful for the work they're doing to educate our first responders on the importance of administering Narcan. And folks, the answer to how many times you should bring somebody back with Narcan is every single time. We have to remember that that's somebody's son or daughter. That's somebody's Zach. They've also been helping to reduce recidivism by speaking with our inmates before their release. Debbie, Walt, we love you. Thank you for helping our fellow Kentuckians. Thank you for being here tonight with us. Every Kentuckian also deserves to feel safe in their community, and our Commonwealth is stronger thanks to our brave law enforcement officers, first responders, and our soldiers. First, let me start by saying we have the best National Guard in the entire country. From the tornadoes to the flooding and every major weather event in between, we have seen our Guard leave their families not knowing if it'd be for a day, a week, a month, or longer to go help our neighbors. Our Guard, with assistance from other first responders, conducted 1,400 rescues during the flooding alone. That's 1,400 Kentuckians that are alive today because of theirs and others' work. No matter the difficulty or the obstacles, we see the very best of who we are through our National Guard. So tonight, we're honored to have representatives of our Guard with us. I want to recognize the achievements of Master Sergeant Rudy Parsons and his canine companion, Callie. Together, they achieved a historic milestone. See, Callie is the first live find search canine in the entire Department of Defense, a program Sergeant Parsons started. Their exceptional service during natural disasters and the recent mine structure collapse has showcased their unwavering commitment to our citizens in this Commonwealth. I also want to commend Chief Warrant Officer 2, Kristen Beard. She is an aviator with our Aviation Medevac unit. She was a key partner in our response to the Eastern Kentucky flooding. She is also an officer with the Lexington Police Department, serving as a pilot in the Air Support Unit. Chief Beard's dual role is a great example of the type of soldiers that make up our National Guard. Thank you both for your service. We are home of the free because of you, the brave. Thank you to all our soldiers and airmen at home and those serving abroad. Let's take a minute to pray for each and every one of them. Thank you. Those who serve in the armed forces, in law enforcement, and our first responders live out their faith and values often in the toughest of circumstances. For those whose service requires the ultimate sacrifice, it is a debt we can never fully repay. For their boundless love and selflessness, they ask only that we remember them. So tonight, we once again remember those lost in service to their community, state, and country. It has been heartbreaking. Since 2022, we lost a Kentucky National Guard service member while he was serving on the southwest border, and another guardsman was severely injured. We lost 2 active duty Marines, one serving on a NATO mission in Europe. We lost 9 soldiers from Fort Campbell who were lost in a helicopter training mission over Trigg County, and then another 5 from Fort Campbell in a helicopter crash over the Mediterranean Sea. Since 2022, we have lost 8 Kentucky law enforcement officers in the line of duty. They all served their fellow Kentuckians honorably until the very end. And I know the Commonwealth joins Brittany and me in honoring them. Tonight, we're pleased to have Savannah and Paisley Chaffins here with us. Paisley lost her dad, and Savannah lost her husband when we all lost Prestonsburg police officer Jacob Chaffins in 2022 as he ran towards danger to protect his community. Jacob was a true public servant, a member of the Prestonsburg Fire Department, a sergeant in the National Guard, an EMT, and a U.S. Marshal. Jacob was selfless and is missed every day by his loved ones. Today, I was blessed to spend a little time with Paisley and with Savannah, and to make sure Paisley knew how much we appreciate her dad's service and sacrifice and how important that she is. The least we can do to honor Jacob is to ensure that Paisley has a big, bright future filled with love, happiness, and success. Thank you, Savannah and Paisley, for being here and letting us show you how much this Commonwealth loves you. We will always walk with you. Savannah also sat behind my desk today. And while she currently plans on being a doctor, she looked pretty at home at being governor. Sadly, the same time we lost Jacob, we also lost Prestonsburg Police Captain Ralph Frazier, Floyd County Deputy William Petrie, and a K-9. We will never forget their sacrifices, nor the sacrifice of Scott County Sheriff's Deputy Caleb Conley, who we lost in 2023. Our commitment is to remember them and to lift up their families, and to make sure we do everything here in Frankfort we can to support our law enforcement. That's why my budget once again increases the pay for our Kentucky State troopers and officers. We're also proposing a raise in the training stipend. We pay local law enforcement officers and local firefighters. And for the first time, let's add certified part-time local law enforcement and firefighters to that fund. I'm further requesting $35 million to fund grants for body armor to better protect our law enforcement officers and first responders on those days when they run towards danger. On that night in Floyd County, we would have also lost a state trooper, Trooper Billy Ball, but for the most recent, most modern body armor. Let's make sure every single law enforcement officer has the very best protection. Tonight, we've been reminded of those in our great Commonwealth who make us so strong, who are helping us build that better Kentucky. During the inauguration just over 3 weeks ago, we also heard from our very own Tyler Childers, who reminded us through his universal sound to use our time to focus on the things that really matter the most. For me, as a dad and as governor, that means working tirelessly to build a better world for our fellow Kentuckians, for my children, for all of our children. To me, improving life right here at home is the most important focus we can have. And these next 4 years are our chance, Kentucky's chance, to be the difference, to be both an economic and a moral leader in this country. This is our chance to push away the division, to prove that we can govern without name-calling or scapegoating, to do it without anger, without fear, and without hatred, that we can not only talk about our collective faith, we can live it. Just think about what's happened when we've worked together. Together, we passed medical marijuana, which is going to bring relief to so many across this Commonwealth. We finally gave our people what they had been asking for in sports betting, and boy, did we learn they really wanted it. And Speaker, we solidified our place as a thoroughbred capital of the world after passing HHR. Those who are here know that passing each of these measures took both Republicans and Democrats. It took us moving forward together. With this new year comes new opportunities for progress to build that better, brighter Kentucky. That's what our children deserve. Children like those we've mentioned tonight, birthday boy Kyrie, Caleb, Maggie, and Paisley. We owe it to them and all our children to make sure they can chase their dreams no matter how big they are right here in Kentucky. Scripture reminds us our God is merciful and tender. He will cause the bright dawn of salvation to rise on us. We're walking into that bright dawn and we're doing it together. And remember, life is short, so do good things and be kind to each other. God bless the Commonwealth of Kentucky. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you and good night.